Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are doing great. Happy Monday. We got 14 matchups on this MLB slate today, so be sure to like and subscribe. Check out all my links in the description below. And yeah, we'll hop in at 14 matchups. As you can see, couldn't come out with anything yesterday, guys. I was just too exhausted with the stuff I was doing yesterday. But here today in a bathroom, let's get it. 14 matchups. Starting with the Miami Marlins versus the Washington Nationals. Marlins opening up as road favorites at -115. The Nationals -105 with the over-under at 9. Pitching for the Marlins is Braxton Garrett with an ERA of 5.24. His last start he pitched 4 innings, gave up 5 runs, had 5 strikeouts. Pitching for the Nationals is Patrick Corbin with an ERA of 6.06. His last start he pitched 8 innings, gave up 1 run, and had 12 strikeouts. Miami on a 3-game winning streak against the Nationals, playing very well in this series so far. Just not in love with the Nationals here. Pretty even pitching matchup. It's just been tough to bet on the Nationals. Haven't even covered on the run line as the underdog so far. Miami 7-0 on the road against Washington. Obviously dating back to last season. I think I'm going to lean with the Marlins on the road. Next matchup, we have the Texas Rangers versus the Baltimore Orioles. Both teams in a pick'em scenario at -110 with the over-under at 8.5. Pitching for the Rangers is Dane Dunning with an ERA of 4.09. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 3 strikeouts. Pitching for Baltimore is Dean Kramer with an ERA of 1.29. His last start, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 0 runs, and had 5 strikeouts. Hasn't given up a run in his last 3 starts on the mound. Been very solid. The Rangers coming off a 4-1 loss against the Mets. Baltimore coming off a 3-1 win against Minnesota. Yeah, in a pick'em scenario, I'm taking Baltimore at home here. Love Dean Kramer on the mound. I'm surprised the line's not moving more in their favor this early, but I'm taking the Orioles at home. Next matchup, we have the Cleveland Guardians versus the Detroit Tigers. Cleveland opening up as road favorites at -140. Detroit +120 with the over-under at 8.5. Pitching for the Guardians is Zach Plesac with an ERA of 3.86. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 0 runs, and had 7 strikeouts. Pitching for the Tigers is Garrett Hill with an ERA of 0. Looks like he's getting his first start of the season. Cleveland coming off a 2-0 win against the Yankees yesterday. Detroit coming off a 4-7 loss against Kansas City. Detroit just 3-8 at home, not playing the best. Plesac only giving up 2 runs in his last 3 starts, playing pretty solid. New pitcher on the mound for the Tigers here, so I think I'm going to take the Guardians on the road. Next matchup, we have the Tampa Bay Rays versus the Boston Red Sox. Boston opening up as home favorites at -140. Tampa Bay +115 with the over-under at 10.5. Pitching for the Rays is Jalen Beeks with an ERA of 2.70. His last start, he pitched 2 innings, gave up 1 run, and had 4 strikeouts. Pitching for the Red Sox is Austin Davis with an ERA of 2.45. His last start, he pitched 2 innings, gave up 0 runs, and had 2 strikeouts. Tampa Bay coming off a 3 wins against Toronto. Boston coming off a 4-2 win against the Cubs. Yeah, I'm liking the Rays plus money here as the underdog. Beeks has been good on the mound. Austin Davis has only pitched 1 time this season. Pitched very well in that game, but I'm going to take the Rays plus 1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we have the Chicago Cubs versus the Milwaukee Brewers. Brewers opening up as home favorites at -150. The Cubs +130 with the over-under at 9. Pitching for the Cubs is Justin Steele with an ERA of 4.39. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 1 run and had 6 strikeouts. Pitching for the Brewers is Eric Lauer with an ERA of 4.02. His last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 3 runs and had 3 strikeouts. The Cubs coming off a 4-2 loss against Boston. Milwaukee coming off a 2-0 win against the Pirates. Cubs just 3-9 on the road where they have struggled so far. Both pitchers giving up a good amount of runs here. I think maybe the over 9 might be a decent play. I'm just not in love with this matchup, to be honest. Brewers are a very hard team to trust and gauge a lot. I might be wrong, I don't know, but I think I'm going to take the Cubs +1.5. I just think this could be a bad spot for Milwaukee with Lauer. Both pitchers giving up runs here, so I'm going to take Cubs +1.5. Next matchup, we have the Kansas City Royals versus the Houston Astros. Astros opening up as home favorites at -240. Kansas City +195 with the over-under at 9. Pitching for the Royals is Jonathan Heasley with an ERA of 5.20. His last start, he pitched 3 innings, gave up 7 runs, had 3 strikeouts. Pitching for the Astros is Jake Odorizzi with an ERA of 3.13. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 1 run and had 4 strikeouts. Kansas City coming off a 7-4 win against Detroit. Houston on a 6-game winning streak, coming off 3 wins against LA. Played very well against the Angels. Kansas City just 1-4 against Houston where they've struggled. Houston 7-0 at home right now, playing great home baseball. Odorizzi's only given up 1 run in his last 3 starts. I'm taking the Astros at home. Next matchup, we have the San Francisco Giants versus the Arizona Diamondbacks. Giants opening up as road favorites at -180. Arizona +160 with the over-under at 8. Pitching for the Giants is Carlos Rodon with an ERA of 7.62. I'm sorry, with ERA of 2.62. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 1 run and had 4 strikeouts. Pitching for Arizona is Madison Bumgarner with an ERA of 3.63. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 1 run and had 4 strikeouts. Giants on a 4-game losing streak, just getting swept by the White Sox. Arizona on a 2-game losing streak. Giants are 7-0 against Arizona, so they do play well against the Diamondbacks. Do like Rodon on the mound. He's only given up 2 runs in his last 3 starts. I think it's a great bounce back spot for the Giants who are struggling. I'm taking the Giants on the road. Next matchup, we have the New York Mets versus the Cincinnati Reds. Mets opening up as road favorites at -175. The Reds +145 with the over-under at 9.5. Pitching for the Mets is Taijuan Walker with an ERA of 2.72. His last start, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 0 runs and had 3 strikeouts. Pitching for the Reds is Hunter Green with an ERA of 5.72. His last start, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 3 runs and had 5 strikeouts. Mets coming off a 4-1 win against the Rangers. Cincinnati coming off a 4-3 win against Atlanta. Both teams coming off a win. Mets 14-6 on the road against Cincinnati in the last few years, where they've been very good. Yeah, I like the Mets here. I like Taijuan Walker on the mound. Had a rough last couple games, but I think he can bounce back here. I'm taking the Mets on the road. Next matchup, we have the Seattle Mariners versus the San Diego Padres. Padres opening up as home favorites at -195. The Mariners +160 with the over-under at 8. Pitching for the Mariners is Chris Flexen with an ERA of 4.32. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 3 runs and had 3 strikeouts. Pitching for the Padres is Sean Manaea with an ERA of 3.92. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 3 runs and had 7 strikeouts. Seattle coming off a 2-game winning streak against Oakland. Padres coming off a 4-2 win against LA. They're 3-7 in their last 10. Kind of been struggling here. Manaea been all right. It's been giving up runs. Both teams giving up a fair share of runs here. I think I'm going to take a shot with the Mariners +1.5 on the road. Padres haven't played that well in their last 10 games. Been playing actually pretty bad. I'm going to take Mariners +1.5. Next matchup, we have the St. Louis Cardinals versus the Atlanta Braves. Braves opening up as home favorites at -175. Cardinals +145 with the over-under at 9. Pitching for the Cardinals is Dakota Hudson with an ERA of 3.83. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 3 runs and had 3 strikeouts. Pitching for the Braves is Kyle Wright with an ERA of 3.03. His last start, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 1 run and had 4 strikeouts. St. Louis coming off a 4-0 loss against Philly yesterday. Atlanta coming off a 4-3 loss against the Reds. So both teams coming off a loss. Pretty even pitching matchup. Both pitchers giving up a decent amount of runs here in the last few games. Coming off a loss, I think I'm going to take a shot with the Cardinals +1.5 on the road. Next matchup, we have the Minnesota Twins versus the Chicago White Sox. White Sox opening up as home favorites at -130. The Twins +110 with the over-under at 9.5. Pitching for the Twins is Dylan Bundy with an ERA of 4.71. His last start, he pitched 5 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 1 strikeout. Pitching for the White Sox is Johnny Cueto with an ERA of 3.33. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 3 runs, and had 5 strikeouts. Minnesota coming off a Baltimore loss. White Sox coming off a series sweep against the Padres, winning all 3 of those matchups. Played very well. Pretty even pitching matchup. Cueto's been all right. Bundy's actually been very good in his last 3 starts. The White Sox, though, they played very good against Minnesota. 9-2 at home against the Twins historically in the last 2 years. Been pretty solid against the Twins. I'm going to ride the White Sox at home. Coming off a beautiful series in their last 3 games. I'm going to take the White Sox at home. Next matchup, we have the Toronto Blue Jays versus the Oakland Athletics. Toronto opening up as road favorites at -230. Oakland +205 with the over-under at 7. Pitching for Toronto is Alek Manoah with an ERA of 2.09. His last start, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 2 runs, had 6 strikeouts. Pitching for Oakland is Cole Irvin with an ERA of 3.58. His last start, he pitched 7 innings, gave up 5 runs, had 5 strikeouts. Toronto coming off a 3-game losing streak against Tampa Bay. Oakland coming off 2 losses against Seattle. Great bounce back spot for Toronto. Love Manoah on the mound. Been very good for Toronto here. Good bounce back spot for them. I'm taking the Blue Jays on the road. Next matchup, we have the Colorado Rockies versus the Los Angeles Dodgers. Dodgers opening up as home favorites at -290. Colorado +235 with the over-under at 8.5. Pitching for the Rockies is Kyle Freeland with an ERA of 4.31. His last start, he pitched 6 innings, Gave up 3 runs, had 5 strikeouts. Pitching for the Dodgers is Julio Urias with an ERA of 2.64. His last start, he pitched 5 innings. Gave up 3 runs and had 5 strikeouts. Colorado on a 2-game winning streak against Arizona. Dodgers coming off a Padres loss. Remember, Colorado played very well against the Dodgers, winning 2 out of those 3 matchups. And Colorado 4-1 in their last 5 against the Dodgers. They've actually played very well. It's kind of crazy. Kyle Freeland hasn't been the best on the mound. Julio's been pretty solid here. I'm taking the Dodgers at home. I do like Julio on the mound. Not in love with Freeland, giving up a good bit of runs. I know the Rockies have been good against the Dodgers, so maybe throw them in a little underdog round robin just to see. But hoping the Dodgers can take it at home. Rolling with LA. And then the last matchup, we have game 2 between the Cleveland Guardians and the Detroit Tigers. Only info I have on this game is that pitching for the Tigers is Alex Faedo with an ERA of 4.84. Probably going to stay away from this game 2 matchup. Do what you guys want to do with this one. No, we'll wait and see what the lines are for this. So I'm honestly just not going to do anything more with this matchup until more info's out. So this matchup will just be a question mark for me. And that's going to be it for the video. Good luck with your picks and parlays on Monday. Happy 4th of July, everybody. And I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Have a good one.